This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil.
Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in the Mercedes EQS 500 made in Thailand. Yes, awesome. But in this video, I'm going to talk about the MG4 that I tried recently. So we look at the charging screen. Let's just roll the tape then. So I compare it against Atto 3 and Good Cut, also the other cars available in this this country. And you see how fast the MG4 is charging. This is only the 51 kilowatt hour LFP battery, which is also available in Europe right around now. And okay, so it doesn't charge as fast as the Atto 3, but it charges way faster than Good Cut. And then price, by the way, on the MG4 is less than 1 million baht, and the Atto 3 is 1.2 million baht, and then the Good Cut is also over 1 million baht. So the MG4 is actually the cheapest car in this comparison, but it's also the fastest charging car. Okay, it's a smaller battery than the Atto 3, but very impressive that it has almost the same charging power, which is that it has a higher C rating than the Atto 3. But eventually the Atto 3 will slow down a little bit. I'm not sure. Okay, it receives 88 kilowatt, very nice, but you see the MG4 right now actually has a slight lead because it has a smaller battery. But soon enough the Atto 3 will drop. It started throttling a little bit, the Atto 3, okay, only 79, well, only, and also the MG4 also started throttling. They actually start throttling roughly at the same time, but then suddenly Atto 3 is down to only 50 kilowatt, and the Atto 3 is kind of moody when it comes to charging. Sometimes it charges slightly faster than this, but this is actually a very optimal charging curve for the Atto 3, whereas the MG4, I tried it many days now, it has very consistent charging curve. Maybe only when the battery is slightly cold, then okay, it charges a little bit slower, but other than that it charges very consistently. And you see now the MG4 is actually way ahead of the Atto 3. We can even count maybe kilowatt hour, and then yeah, I think even the MG4 is charging faster than the Atto 3 also, if you count kilowatt hours. So very nice and flat charging curve, almost like a German car, because traditionally Chinese cars, they don't really charge that fast. I tried so many Chinese cars in the past, and yeah, we're talking about only 50 kilowatt hour here, but think about this: if this was 100 kilowatt hour, it would be pumping in 170 kilowatt, right, in terms of, yeah. And then what about Good Cut? Well, I don't know if I would even bother commenting Good Cut. The Good Cut charge is so slow. It's at only 39% compared to the other cars. But yeah, so the MG4, you can see that it starts throttling a little bit, but it has a very nice and gentle and flat charging curve. I'm going to show you the charging curve soon. We're just going to look at this for now. Atto 3 though has a little comeback there. You see that, okay, it charged a little bit slow and then it comes back. I'm not sure what's up with that. Was it because the battery was overheating? Because the Atto 3, in the same charging session, you might get cold gate in the beginning and then rapid gate towards the end. And also in Atto 3, if you fire up the car, it will actually rapid gate because the AC on the cabin steals the AC cooling the battery. I haven't tested MG4, but actually when I did the test, yeah, when I did the Bangkok challenge, I did actually run the HVAC in the MG4 also, and it did not seem to disturb the charging session. Seems like MG4 has a better design than many of the other Chinese cars. And by the way, this is only the 51 kilowatt hour battery. The 64 kilowatt hour NCM battery that is available in Europe, it charges even faster, supposedly 140 kilowatt, very nice and flat. But at this point, there is no way that the other cars will beat MG4. MG4 has a quite massive lead, and this is yeah, well, okay, right now the Atto is actually charging at, but okay, I have to say the Atto 3 is charging at a relatively nice speed in comparison to, I guess, a Good Cut. But the problem is that the MG4 has a quite massive lead, so you see it's almost at 80%. Now towards 80% it starts going a little bit slower, so after all it's a relatively small battery. But maybe I should also compare the MG4 versus some of the European cars. I'll probably do that once I'm back in Norway and after I tried the 64 kilowatt hour battery also. But yeah, see, okay, now the MG4 goes kind of slow. Good Cut is just very far behind, and then Atto 3. Yeah, actually the Atto 3 has a very nice and flat curve also, I have to say. Also very impressive how fast the Atto 3 is compared to some other Chinese cars. But yeah, okay, now we just wait. Yeah, the MG4 is about to hit 100%, 90%, so there's no doubt that MG4 is the winner here. I guess even if we count kilowatt hours, I'm not sure then yeah, how it is. But let me see. I think also Atto 3 should get a significant drop in kilowatt. Usually cars, when they hit 80%, they will start charging a little bit slow. But again, very impressive that Atto 3 can take over 50 kilowatt all the way to 80. What was again? Huh? Well, how many percent are you supposed to throttle again? Wow, look at Atto 3, man. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to beat you now. Atto 3 is trying to come with a compact. There. At 85%, that is very impressive. The MG4 actually had to throttle a little bit before, or you saw a significant throttle already before 80%, whereas the Atto 3 managed to actually go to 85%. And you see that even past 85%, we are even charging at a very nice speed here on the Atto 3. So, but okay, it's still not enough because the MG4 had a good head start and also smaller battery, so it hit 90% first. But the Atto 3 is actually not that much behind the MG4. Very, very impressive. I haven't tried the Atto 3 also comes in a 50 kilowatt hour version. That one should be more comparable to the MG4. Also price wise, they are similar. And then okay, so now the Atto 3 and the MG4, the two Chinese cars, they but actually all these three cars, they are Chinese cars. And then the all good car. I didn't even bother showing you guys 90%. It would take too long. And here we see the charging curve. So the red line here is the MG4. You see that Atto 3 has higher peak power. They kind of follow each other a little bit here, like shadows. And I guess the reason why it goes up here is because I'm guessing the limit area is the number of amps, and then as the voltage goes up, then it goes up like this. But then you see that the Atto 3 has a weird dip here, and then it has a nice comeback. But then the Atto 3, then the MG4 has a more gentle, a flatter, like German EV like curve. But you see here, past 60%, the Atto 3 actually charges faster. Very impressive with the Atto 3. I'm still surprised, man, how fast the Atto 3 is charging. And then over good cut, should we even bother commenting over good cut? It charges so slow here. Okay, this one was a bit slow because I was actually sharing charger with someone, but then it's kind of clumsy. I didn't feel like redoing it, but okay. But what I saw with or a good cut was that if you charge a little bit slower in the beginning, you will get a faster and flatter curve towards the end. So I think the or a good cut session is still not that bad. Well, actually, it is kind of bad anyway, even if it wasn't charging. So I mean, which car is the winner here? Well, the Atto 3 it has a bigger battery, so like I mentioned, we should compare the 50 kilowatt hour Atto 3 versus the MG4. But I'm really impressed of how fast the MG4 battery is charging. So we just have to see once I'm back in Norway, so I can test the 64 kilowatt hour version. Then it's gonna be game over. Okay, anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.